Okay. Hi all. Let me introduce myself. Myself is Manak Choyal, and I have around 15 years of experience in software automation, especially the functional and load test and security automation as well. So I would like to demonstrate something about the security automation today. Okay, and the tool which we are using is the OSEP ZAP. Okay, so I didn't prepare any presentation kind of thing, just listed down some items here. Okay, let me increase the font size. Okay, so these are some points which I will be covering today. Okay, so brief about the automation, OSEP ZAP, and why the OSEP ZAP tool, how to set up the tool, then spidering, scanning, test results, something about the API docs, and the integration with CI/CD tool. Just a brief kind of thing. Okay, so let's start with the brief of the automation. Okay, you all know the importance of the automation, right? Nowadays it is the one of the most important part of your software development life cycle. Parallel to the manual testing, the automation is also required nowadays. So there are a variety of automations which we use while developing our applications. For example, functional load testing, security, of course. Then apart from these three kind of automations, you all know very well. But apart from that, we do have some other kind of automations as well. For example, the accessibility automations is again nowadays the very important part. Okay, and the RPA, the robotic process automation, is also nowadays it's very popular. So okay, let's focus on this OSEP ZAP tool for security in today's session. So OSEP stands for the Open Web Application Security Project. Okay, it stands for the Open Web Application Security Project, and this is an open source kind of thing. The community which set the standard of the security vulnerabilities, and it also provides the whatever the security vulnerabilities are there in market in the different applications based on the survey. So you may find in the top 10 vulnerabilities which OSEP provide. For example, top 10 or the top 10 vulnerabilities. Okay, so you can see here the top 10 web application security risks are these. In the 2017 was what was there, and in the 2021 what different kinds of security vulnerabilities are there. So it listed down all these things. Okay, you may visit this page and you can go through this different kinds of security vulnerabilities, top 10 security vulnerabilities, and you can get the more details about this. So this is an open community which set the standard, like for the security vulnerabilities. Now the OSEP ZAP. The OSEP ZAP is the ZAP is the actual tool. It stands for Z Attack Proxy. Z Attack Proxy. Okay, so this is the actual tool which we use to scan our websites for to capture the different kinds of security alerts or vulnerabilities. So there are a variety of alerts we can capture, like the SQL injection, okay, broken authentication, or different kind of cross-site scripting, and there are a lot of things which you can capture through this tool. Okay, so let me open the tool first, and okay, so you can install the tool. You can download the tool from second. OSEP ZAP download. Okay. Okay. So this is the downloading. Just a second. Okay, this is the downloading page where you can download the installer of this particular tool for Windows, Linux, Mac. Okay, so whatever the system you are using, OS you're using, the latest version which current is a 11.01. Okay, probably I have the older version, but that's fine. Just a second. Okay, yeah, I have the 2.9.0. So a couple of versions old, but that's fine. So this is the UI of the Z attack proxy tool. In the very first screen, when you start, we'll see the three options: automated scan, manual scroll, and the learn mode. Okay, before coming to this, let me show you something regarding. Okay. Okay. So very first thing you need to do is you need to decide like which application you want to scan with this tool. And very important thing is that as this is the security automation tool, and when you go for scanning your site, this tool definitely this tool will attack like the kind of hacker, or it will try to inject some scripts and try to put the data based on its algorithm. So please make sure that that site which you are targeting is your own. You own that site, or you do have permission to scan against this security for this security through this security tool. So let me show you something for what kind of different vulnerabilities we can capture here. For example, if you go before that, let me show you. Okay, so you can set the security the scan policy, what different kind of security scan you want to perform. So for that there is option to scan policy, and you can customize this. You can create your own scan policy. So by default, so if you go to the default policy, okay, this is the default policy, and you can see the different categories here: client, browser, information gathering, injection, miscellaneous, and the server security. Okay, now based on your requirement, you can select for example injection. If you want to, for example, you want to focus on SQL injection only, okay, you can create your custom scan policy, and add this particular SQL injection or whatever you want to scan for. And you can also set the strength and the quality. Okay, for example, the SQL injection, if you go to here, the default one is default setting, which is tool provide the low, medium, high, and insane. So this is the strength, how deep this tool will attack. So if you go for low, then it's fine. If you go to medium, that's okay. But if you set this to high or insane, then it will take maybe hours to scan. It will take a lot of time to scan all these things, because it will try to try with all the combinations or all the parameters. Okay, and it may take like 10 hours, 12 hours, 15 hours, based on the whatever the URLs crawled. Okay, so the last thing is here is the quality. Okay, so you can see here the release, beta, and alpha. Okay, so whatever the release quality is there, it means these are the release. These are uh, released to the their production or kind of thing. But if something is alpha or beta, then you might see some false positive cases there, because these are not released, or there might be some testing going on. But still, it will not be kind of the whole failure kind of thing. But you may see some issues with that. So this is the scan policy. Now, before scan policy, the very first thing is we need to first we need to identify the website, which website we want to scan. Then we need to crawl all the URLs. Okay, for that we use the spidering. Okay, here is the concept of spidering. The spidering is nothing but it will capture all the URLs of your applications. Okay, and it will collect at one place. So there are different kind of spidering. The default traditional default, and one is Ajax. Okay, so you can run with this default spider, that is spidering, and other is the Ajax spider. If your application contains some Ajax pages, Ajax calls, okay, you also want to capture those things, then you should go for the Ajax spider. Okay, so let me. Okay, so very first thing is let's do it manually first. Okay, so here two options: automated scan and the manual explore. Okay, in the manual explore, what will happen? You will open the URL, particular URL on the browser, the desired browser, and you will navigate to all the pages which you want to scan for, and then corresponding to those pages, the spider will scan all the URLs. Okay, and then based on those URLs, you can filter out like which URLs, which domains you want to scan. Okay, because it will capture some third-party tools as well, third-party URLs as well. So let's see, for, as I mentioned, like we need to use the websites which we own only, but I searched for some website which actually designed for the security scanning. So this is the one I'm just trying. I'm not going to scan this for whole, just for demonstration purpose I'm using this website. Okay, so just paste the URL of your application, the main URL. Okay, then you can select the, this again, enable HUD. This is the one feature which is not in the scope right now. Okay, you can select the browser here, for example Firefox, and just click on the launch browser. Okay, okay, once you launch the browser, you will see, okay, you will see some URLs being captured here. Okay, you'll see the Firefox content shower, and this one is our application. Okay, which we wanted to target. So this all the URLs from the main domain, as well as the all the third party which somehow it's being used in your application, will be collected here. Okay, so this is the spidering. Now how did it capture this? Because this is how this particular browser can communicate with this ZAP tool. So for that we need to set up the proxy. So probably I should mention that earlier, but that's fine. In the options you will see where it is, proxy, local proxies. Okay, so you need to set this proxy here and the port, corresponding port here. Okay, so I'm using local host, so I provide a local host, and the port which I'm using is 8082. Okay, and the same port you will see here. If you go to the network setting, okay, so this one, 8082. Now if you want to change the port number, you can go to here, again and change the port number here. And when you scan it again, when you spider it again, the corresponding port will be updated in the browser itself. Okay, so this is the one thing. Now you got all your all the required URLs with you. Now you don't want to capture the alerts. Now the for example, this Firefox.settings and all this thing, other whatever the not in our scope, we just need to click on those, select all those. Okay, and what you need to do is you just need to exclude from the proxy. Okay, so all this those URLs will be excluded from the proxy. Now this is the site and this is the context. So context is nothing but it is a kind of a setting. For example, if you want to preserve the setting, whatever setting you are done, and if you want to use this particular configuration for the next time, you can save the session, so that your whatever changes, whatever URLs you have excluded, whatever URLs you have included, all these settings will be preserved, and you can use this session, this context actually, in any other scan. So you will see here we have excluded this from the proxy. Okay, now the time to scan. Okay. Okay, here in this window you will see the plus icon. Okay, when you click here, if you want to scan for the Ajax spider, you can click on the plus icon and you will see some more options here which you can add. And for example, Ajax spider, you just need to add that, enable that tab, and just click on the new scan. Okay, you need to provide the starting point of that, so that is already available in our context. You just need to select that. Okay, the target browser is Firefox, and that's all. Start scan. So it will scan again all the URLs. If some Ajax calls are there, those will also be captured there. Now, okay, probably I included the wrong one. Just a second. Context. That's fine, I think. A test PHP. A test PHP. Yeah. So I think we are good with that. Okay, so the Ajax spider is done, and it captures some more URLs here. Okay, now what you need to do is the time to actually scanning, that is for example active scan. Let me brief about the active scan and passive scan first. So whatever scan you have performed so far, it will be shown in the alert section. Okay, so you will see a flag of with the different colors. Okay, so the orange, yellow, and blue. If something is orange, then it's kind of medium. If something is yellow, the risk level is low. Here the risk level is medium. If it's blue, then it's just for information. Okay, now if you find something in red color, that means that is with a high risk. Okay, and you may find in your application if something is with a high risk. So once we have done with this scanning spidering, okay, we'll go with the active scan. So the active scan, passive scan, the passive scan, when you spider itself, like the Ajax spider, at the same time you are also doing the passive scanning. So all the URLs which have been captured or crawled will be scanned through all these risks, and it will show in the alert section. Okay, So the passive scanning is the kind of less risky because it doesn't change the, you know, it doesn't inject any kind of script or doesn't change the request. But on the other hand, the active scan is a more dangerous kind of thing for the application, and you should go for the active scan only when you are very much sure, like you have the approvals for this kind of security injection or security test. So when you go for the active scan, you just need to open this tab and just click on the new scan. Okay, the same thing here. Select the domain and just scan. So currently we are not define any kind of you know, sessions, user sessions. Suppose if you're okay, I'm not going to run it forever. Just I'm stopping this because this is the active scan, and as I mentioned, it will try to inject the different kind of scripts into the pages, whatever the fields it finds. Okay, and it definitely it will be dangerous for the application itself. So I just, for demonstration purpose, I just scan few for few seconds only. Okay, now, okay, so we didn't find any high security risk here, but if you, you know, if you run the active scan for long time or the whole scan, then you might see some high you know, high risk vulnerabilities as well. So this is the this is the way how you can, you know, perform the scanning, capturing all the URLs, then go for the scanning. Different kind of scannings are there. You can scan, you can capture the results. Now to view the results, just you can see the details here as well. Whatever, you know, whatever alerts you will select, it will show the details here as well, description, other info, solutions as well. Apart from that, the good thing is that it generates the HTML report as well. So if you go to here, there are a variety of options are there. You know, you can export or generate in XML format, HTML format. So for example, customize, generate alert reports. Okay, let me save it first. Generate HTML report. Okay, for example, ZAP alerts. Okay. Okay, so this is the ZAP scanning report. I think it is the same one. Yes. Okay, so whatever the alerts we have we seen in this tool in the alert section, it will be, you know, combined here in this HTML report, and you will see some graphical interface here so that you can, you know, properly review this. So as I see, there is no high risk alerts there, so it's showing 0. Medium is 1, low risk are 4, and informational are 5. Okay. So you can go through this report, and you know, if you want to have some more details about the particular risk, particular vulnerabilities, it will provide some details as well, like the description. Feature policy header not set. The feature policy header is an added layer of the security, so it will provide some description about that particular risk. Okay, the targeted URL, the what kind of method is one used, and there's some solutions as well, and the references which you know, you can provide to developers, or if you're a developer, then you can go through these particular references and read the, you know, about this particular risk, and try to fix that in your application. So this is about the scanning. Okay, so what we did so far is manual scanning. At the same time, now in the manual scanning, if your application requires some login, or you know, kind of some authentication kind of thing, then you need to set that particular things in your context as well. So for example, we are using the default context. So in this default context, the user section, you need to add the user for authentication. Okay, there are different kind of authentication mechanism are there. Okay, HTTP authentication, manual authentication, script based or JSON based. So you need to set up those authentication in this context. Okay, because ZAP tool will not be able to go inside your application without login if some pages are there. So you need to set up this authentication first. So that is one thing. And other thing is you can do uh, this through the session management as well. For example, cookies based security management, or HTTP authentication session management, or script based session management. So if for example, if you go for HTTP authentication session management, so what it will show here. Spider. Okay. Let me go to HTTP session. Okay. Okay, so it didn't capture any session because we didn't log into it. We just open some static pages there. But if there are some sessions, then you can open this HTTP sessions tab, and you will find all the whatever sessions are being used there, and you can preserve those sessions as well, so that you can use if you are using some automation testing, like the current scanning which we did is through kind of manual process. But if you are using some uh, if you want to call this particular process, this particular method, this particular operation through your code, then you can preserve these sessions and use this session as for further executions. So let me show you the automation as well. Page alerts. Okay. Let me go to the main page. Okay. Now this is the automated scan. In this automated scan, if you click on this automated scan, again the same thing. You need to provide the URL. The Ajax spider and the traditional spider both are on. Okay. If you want to scan your applications in the headless mode, it will be in the headless mode. Or if you want to open the browser, you can select the browser as well. Okay, so for example, just open this and then attack. If you click on this attack button, then it will automatically capture all the pages through this, and it will start the corresponding the Ajax spider and the active scanning as well. Okay, so this is through the automation. Now let me do this first. Okay, so you will see here, like it started through the automation scan. I'm not going to scan this for whole scan. Okay, so now you will see, like whatever operation it's the tool is performing. So whatever URL it's opening, whatever URLs it has captured in the through the spider, all those URLs being called, and it tries to to inject some scripts, or try to identify some the security alerts. So this is the kind of automated scan. So I'm stopping this right now. Okay, so already stop this. Okay, so there are two ways. Okay, automated scan and the manual scan. Now let me go to that agenda. Okay, so scanning type is fine, test results are fine. Now the API docs. If you want to just a second. If you want to use this if you want to call this particular scanning through your code, then what you can do, you can use the ZAP or SEP APIs. For example, you will find the details here. all the corresponding code will be there. For suppose, for example, if you want to use active scan, okay, active scan, a scan. Okay. So you will find the API details for that, and here you will see the corresponding code as well, Python, Java, and Shell. For example, in the Java, you will see how you can call this particular methods in your code. So there are variety of different methods are there, different actions are there: active scanning, passive scanning, scan. Okay, yeah. Similarly, you can find for more options here. So but how you will call this? So there is a library. If you're using the Maven project, let me show you that. If you're using the Maven project, then you can download, you can add the Maven dependencies to your home file, zip Maven dependency. Okay, so for example, this one. So this is the Maven dependency which you can provide in your home file. If you're using the Maven project, or if you're using a simple Java project, then you can download that particular library and include that library in your project, and you'll be able to use all the methods available. Okay, you'll be able to use all the methods which are available for this scanning. So for example, I created one class here. Okay, and how you can call this? For example, okay, so this is the way like how you can call the client API. Okay, you can create the object of that particular class, and it will require some parameter as well, like the host, port number, and the API key. Okay, so once you provide these three parameters, you will be able to use that particular object, and you can call all the methods available to that. So the host, proxy host, and the port are fine. The host, whatever host you are using, if you are using for a local machine, if ZAP is running on a local machine, then you can provide the local host. If it's running on some other machines, then you need to provide that particular IP address of that machine, and the port, of course. Okay, and the API key. So you need to provide the API key as well. So for example, how to generate the API key? So to generate the API key, you again need to go to the tools option, and API. Okay, so this is the API. How you can generate this API? You can generate this anytime. You know, it's a random generated key. So you can generate the API key, and you can use this particular API key to your code when you are calling this. Or if you want to disable this, it's also possible. You just want to disable, it will be disabled, and then you can it will not go for this particular verification. So okay, and here you need to provide the all the addresses where you want to target. For example, if you are running on local machine, that's fine. If you're running on some other remote machine, then you need to provide that particular IP address here. Okay, so that it can run on that particular machine, and your code, if your code is on a local machine, then it can communicate to that. So both your machine and your ZAP should be running on the same network, so that they can communicate to each other. Okay, so this is the way you can invoke the object, and based on this, you can define your different methods. For example, for scanning, this is for spider scan. Okay, so you need to provide the there's some parameters here, the context and the target, the URL, which URL you want to target, and the context name. Okay, so the context name which I showed you earlier, like this is the context name. Okay, you can create your own context as well, and you can use that context. Okay, through the calls, you can create your session, your context, or the scan policies. All these things you can create through these methods. This for spider scan. Similarly, for Ajax spider, you can for the Ajax spider, you can run that in the headless mode, or you can invoke the browser as well. So both ways are possible. So whatever suits for you. Like you want to invoke the browser, then it's fine. If you want to run in the headless mode, you can use that too. This for passive scan, you can write some method. You will find these details in the most of the details will be there in the API docs. And the most important part is the active scan. Okay, you can write your method something like this, which you can capture for now. The idea behind writing the different methods is that you can integrate this particular scanning in your existing framework. Maybe if you are using some Selenium or Cucumber kind of things, then you can prepare your scenarios or prepare your test cases based on like what kind of scanning you want to perform. You want to go for passive scanning, active scanning, or what kind of scanning, or which kind of spidering you want to perform. So you can design your test cases, and based on those test cases, you can call these particular methods. Okay, and you will get the result on that. You can also like what kind of URLs you want to include. This can be also done. One thing is for generating a report. Yes, this one. So this is for the scan policy. Okay, which policy, which risk you want to target. Okay, so you can provide the list here. You can provide these are the unique scanner IDs are there. You'll find in the documentation. So each rule will contain some unique ID, so that you can define, and you can set the strength as well. For example, if for SQL injection, its idea is this. Now if you want to set this SQL injection for high strength or low strength, you can do this programmatically. Okay, so you can provide all the IDs here, and based on the particular ID, you can set your scanners, like how what strength you want to perform with that. So I cannot run this right now due to some confidential, because I do have some confidential details here. So it is not possible for me to run this test case. But yeah, there is a API available on the pages which I shown. You can use those APIs in your code, and you can try out. Other thing is that if you want to integrate with the Jenkins or other CI/CD tool, then you'll find some plugins there. Okay, you can use those plugins to integrate with your Jenkins, and all these parameters, like for example, all these parameters which I have used is all the parameters generally used for this scanning purpose. So what you can do when you design the Jenkins job, you can create the Jenkins job as a parameterized job, and you can add all this whatever you think like will be required for your test. You can provide those as a parameter in your Jenkins. Okay, and to generate the report, the HTML report, which we seen in through the ZAP tool. So that the similar report will be generated. You can generate that report as well, and you can add in the postable actions in your job, Jenkins job. Okay, if your ZAP tool is running some in the same machine like where Jenkins server is running, so that's fine. But if it's running some on some other machines, then you can provide that. If you want to invoke that at the runtime, the ZAP, you can write in the shell scripting in the Jenkins job, and you can invoke that ZAP tool. The good thing is the ZAP tool can be we can open the UI as well as it can run in the headless mode as well. So if suppose if you are using some Linux or some other machine which doesn't support the UI in somehow, so you can use this feature like that. You can start this in the demo mode. So that's all I think wanted to cover uh, today. So thank you. Have a good day. Bye.